So let's take a look at the Bluegrass Stakes, and this was a this was a hell of a race. And as these 100-point races, Derby preps do, it answered a lot of questions. I think maybe posed a couple new ones that we weren't aware of, and maybe confirmed a couple of things. But I thought it was a really good race, and let's take a look at it.
And they're off. In the Toyota
pretty
Bluegrass,
much everybody got away
out for the early lead
to where
we
thought it,
right out of the gate and right to the front.
Pretty much
just a
knew
touch,
that Top Connor was
going to
go to the lead. I think he was in the race for speed, and he certainly provided it.
In fourth position, Epic Ride is a wide fifth. BU is away running.
Epic Ride ran a big race here. We thought he was going to run big. I mean, he did about what I expected. I just didn't think
Leone is in ninth position.
His
last of the 10. Top Connor is the leader. Top Connor on top by 3/4 of a length.
You see Dornock rating, and he's kind of fighting the jockey a little bit there. And I don't think he really. He certainly did. It was a lesson he still hasn't learned, in my
opinion. Fourth against the rail, just 2 lengths off the lead.
Sierra Leone at the back.
BU sneaks up the rail into the 5th position. Good Money, 6th on the outside. It is followed by Seize the Gray in 7th. Lat Long is 8th.
At this point, things have got to be looking really good for Sierra Leone, because
facing
he's
a lot
got
of traffic
pace
to
to
deal
run
with
too.
onto the far turn. 46.48 seconds. The time for that first half mile. Top Connor, the leader. Top Connor leads a length and a half. Just a touch is second by a length to Epic Ride, who's third and a half length. Dornock is still there in fourth to the inside. And BU is in fifth and still 7 lengths off the lead. Now Sierra Leone is toward the center of the pack, looking toward the outside. 8 lengths to make up. Just over a quarter mile to go. Top Connor is the leader. Epic Ride swings wide. Just a touch between horses. Dornock has to shift lanes along with Sierra Leone.
Dornock, just taking a little too long to engage to get going, and it cost him.
Just a touch.
Sierra Leone a little late to change leads, I thought, but didn't really appear to have hurt him very much, as you can see.
Sierra
He's just got that big stride. He doesn't really look like he's moving, but he is.
And wins the Toyota Bluegrass for Tyler Gaffalione. Just a touch was second.
Final time,
Epic
150
was
flat,
third.
I thought was very respectable. Last furlong in 13 seconds. Really solid race, and if you don't like Sierra Leone as one of your top 2 Derby horses,
100th running of the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes Grade 1.
I don't know.
The winner number 10, Sierra Leone.
You need to reevaluate, because he's pretty damn good.
Brandt,
and
Mrs.
just
John
consider
Magner,
this is second
Michael
off the layup,
Tabor,
and he's
Derek
got another
Smith,
start.
Westerberg Limited of Michael Custer and Brooke
to
T.
get
Smith.
his peak performance.
The trainer,
so,
Chad Brown. The
things
jockey,
looking awful
Tyler
good
Gaffalione for his second win on the card.
For Sierra Leone,
the
for
results
sure.
are
But
official
I think we had some quality races out of a couple
feature,
horses, and
Sierra Leone,
we'll take a look at those now in our grade
out of Heavenly Love by Malibu Moon.
So let's see how the field graded out here. Number 1, Top Connor, I thought for his first stakes effort and second career start, he ran huge. That's going to be a really good horse. He took all the early running. He did all the work up front, and he still was able to hang in there for 6th. And to me, that shows a lot of quality. And so he gets a B+, and I think he will certainly be one to watch later in the year at Saratoga. BU, I didn't think ran bad. I didn't really expect him to factor here, and it may be the distance is a little long for him if you consider that he broke his maiden in his last at a sprint. But I didn't think he ran a bad race. He certainly has quality as a horse. It's just hasn't put it all together yet. I look for him to be more like a Pat Day Mile type of candidate, but he gets a C+ because he did make a little bit of a move and hung in there. Seize the Gray, the party's over for him. He just didn't have it. I think they brought him back a little too soon. I personally would have put him in the Lexington. I think he would have had a better shot there. I think fatigue probably more than anything else. He did try to make a little bit of a run, but he just didn't have it in the tank. So he gets a C-. He gets an A for effort, but he gets a C-. I think he's a better horse than he showed, but not today. Dornock gets a C-, and here's why. Yes, he ran 4th. Okay. But the fact of the matter is he had every chance to make a move at the top of the turn where he would have had a jump on Sierra Leone, and he just didn't do it. He didn't look comfortable rating at all. He looked like he was fighting the jockey a little bit, and I think it speaks more to the immaturity of this horse And again, what I've said continuously, repeating what Danny Gargan said, he likes to wait for horses, and I just don't think the only way that he has any chance to be competitive is they have to put him on the lead. Going into the Derby after this race, I would be if I was a Dornoch fan, I would be major league disappointed, and I'd be looking elsewhere, and I definitely am. When you consider that Fountain of Youth, how he barely beat a pretty mediocre field, and then he comes back with a bomb like this, you can't like Dornoch's chances going into the Derby. Maybe he can rebound. He certainly has the talent, but they are going to have to put him on the lead. And then guess what? He's got to deal with fierceness. So I don't really like Dornoch's chances going into the Derby. Good money, threw in the towel pretty much on the backstretch. And he didn't belong in the race, in my opinion, anyway, so he gets an F. I think he was there just to try to spice things up on the front end. Just a Touch, I thought, ran a super race. I'm pretty excited for his prospects going into the Derby. His first time around 2 turns, he was up amongst what I thought were pretty quick fractions, and he still had enough in the tank. And but for Sierra Leone, he wins the race. So that was an outstanding effort, all the way around. Really liked what I saw there, and he's definitely one to watch going into the Derby, again, because there isn't a lot of early speed in the race and not a lot of pace pressers. So Just a Touch, tactically, is going to have a pretty good advantage. Lat Long really never engaged in the race. He was wide throughout, and I think he just kind of threw in the towel. He was a total non-factor, so he gets a C-. Epic Ride ran the race I thought he was going to run. I thought he would run big coming off the synthetic, moving on to dirt, and he did. He ran a really big race. He just wasn't fast enough. That was all it was. He gets an A-. Very valiant effort in defeat. This is a really nice horse, and I don't know if we'll see him in the Derby or not. But if in the Pat Day Mile on Derby Day, look out, because I think he's a really good horse. Mugatu was sucking up late. He made a move. He ran his race. He's just not fast enough, just not good enough. But he did what he was. He ran the kind of race that we sort of expected for him, and it was just sort of a hope that maybe he could back into 4th in the Superfecta. But I thought he ran his race, so he gets a C+. Sierra Leone, what can you say? I will say this. I thought the Risen Star was a little more impressive to me, and here's why. You had a runaway leader in Track Phantom who had everything his own way, who set pedestrian fractions, and Sierra Leone, a closer, closed into slow fractions and was able to get the job done. He had pace to run to today. That was by design. That's why Top Connor was in the race. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. He was the rabbit. And so the scenario was perfect for Sierra Leone. He did what he should have done. He won the race. He swept wide tactically. He took a little kickback early, which is always a good thing to see, because a horse who's only had 4 starts, to know that that's not going to bother him is a really good thing going into the Derby. I love that stride. I mean, it doesn't really look like he's moving as fast as he really is, because he has such a big stride. And he did encounter a little bit early, and he showed a little bit of athleticism, which is also good to see. So I thought that was an A effort all the way around. The only reason I don't give it an A+ is because the scenario was perfect for a closer, because he did have pace to run to. But he checked all the boxes for me, and he is definitely one of the top 3 horses going in the Kentucky Derby without a doubt.